is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another soap making video. I am still going through my basket of fragrance oils up here, and I found one that I actually bought to do a Christmas soap with but never actually got round to doing, and it is called 1,000 Wishes Type. Now I have finally got round to soaping with that one and I'm really stoked with the results. Let's go and see how it turned out. Alright, so let's get started. We are going to be making another layered soap. I seem to have been doing these a lot lately, but it just seems to fit in with the fragrances that I have picked out. So I have got my oils here. They are well down to room temperature. It is a bit cold here at the moment, so excuse me if I do sound a little bit stuffy. It is just simply the cold weather gets to me. Now most people are going to say that 18 degrees isn't cold, but when you're used to days that are like 35 and 36 degrees and then it suddenly drops down to, you know, 18 and 22 degrees, that's pretty cold and it kind of really gets to me. So, but I'm persevering with this one. So I've just poured my lye water solution into my oils. I'm going to mix it up to emulsion and then we're going to split it out for 3 colors. Alright, so we are going to be doing a very pink soap today, and I've basically been going through my Micas on the shelf and getting rid of ones where I've only got little bits left and then combining them together. So in this pot I have some Summer Strawberry and some Fire Engine Red, and both of these are from Bath Bomb World. I'm just going to start by pouring off a small amount, and we'll put the stick blender into that one because it is the lightest of my shades. In fact, that one was not the lightest. We've already made a mistake. That one was actually, let's have a look. Now I can't remember. Yes, I do. That one was actually Blush Mica from My Mica Obsession. This one in here is my mix of Summer Strawberry and Fire Engine Red. So I want a light pink. That's a medium pink in that bowl. And then into this bowl I have some Cherry Bling Mica. I have some really red from Nurture Soap just to deepen it up a little bit. And then I have put in some Blizzard Mica as well so we can get a bit of a sparkle. I'm going to finish pouring out my bucket, trying to get these as even as I possibly can. And then I'm going to mix the colour in. Alright, so I am really pleased with those 3 pink colours. They are very different in colour. I'm going to pour in my fragrance oil, and I have got 1,000 Wishes Type. And I got this from off of the Fragrance Shed. I forgot to check where she's possibly had this from, so I don't know if it's a Nurture Soap or Nature's Garden or any of those. But I was really drawn to this fragrance because of the fragrance notes that were in it, because usually I don't buy the type fragrances. It's got champagne, starfruit, quince, peonies, freesia, amber, almond cream, sandalwood and musk. So it's kind of like this beautiful mix between all the different fragrances that people like. So that kind of floral, the sweet, that little bit of woody in here as well. So it really does smell so good, and I think it will be one of those that everybody likes. It is playing really nice in here, so that is good. This is going to be one of those soaps. I kind of want to do a layer, but I kind of don't. So I don't want this too thick, but I do want it thick enough that it's not going to drop swirl until I'm ready for it to do so. You will see what I mean in just a moment. So let me finish getting these mixed in, and then I'll go and grab the mold and we will start pouring. Alright, so the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in some light pink. Now the colours for this came because I started looking for 1,000 Wishes to actually see what it was. I am not a big perfume wearer, so I know, you know, the real classics like Red Door, Tweed and all of those, but a lot of the other fragrances, I just don't know what they are. So I found out it was a perfume, and I can't remember whose it is. Let me go and have a quick, I think it's Bath & Body Works, isn't it, that do this one from memory. And they seem to have a lot of pinks and a lot of reds in the bottle. So some of them were a pale pink and some of them were a really deep pink, and then some of them were also in a really red or deep red color. So that's where the inspiration for these colors came from. And the colors seem to go from, on the bottles, seem to ombre from a white into either that light pink, dark pink or red, and that's why I decided to do the layers in this one. So I'm going to get this bowl completely scraped out because I really don't need any left in here. Okay, so I think this has set up enough for what I want to now do. It's absolutely ridiculous. About 4 weeks ago, month ago, I did a big soaping session, and you have seen some of those soaps. So the Peony and Blush Suede, the avocado soap. There is another soap you've not yet seen me make. Every single fragrance oil that I picked accelerated on me and was kind of like, you've got to move quick and get this in the mold. This time round, I've been making some soaps. Well, this month, the soaps I've chosen to do, the fragrance oils are all fairly well behaved. And I want them to thicken up just a little bit quicker than what they are. You can never win when you're soaping. So we've got this layer on. Good thing is I should now also be able to pour that darker one on. I actually had to leave this one sit for a few minutes so that it could firm up for me to pour that layer on. I don't want perfectly straight layers. Alright, so we have got that layer on. Before I put this one on, just going to give that a bit of a stir just to loosen it back up just a little bit. So I'm not after a drop swirl on this, and I'm not after perfect layers, because what I'm going to do, we're going to pour a gold mica in this one. So pour it from nice and high. That should be really, really pretty when we pour this one out. And now I'm going to pour this one on top, but first of all, let's get that stuck back to the side. Let's get this final layer on the top. That is going to be so pretty, I think. Right, now before I completely scrape that bowl out, because I want this still fairly fluid to do this next bit, I have got my hanger, and I'm going to put it through all 3 layers there. So as I said, I didn't want to drop swirl, but I do want the colours to kind of mingle into each other. I am loving that red or that dark pink and gold. I am now going to get this container scraped out. We'll leave this to set up just a little bit, and then I have got some embeds to go on it. Alright, so this is now set up enough that I will be able to add my embeds to the top, but what I'm going to do is just run my stainless steel chopstick through the top of this just randomly, just to give the top of this a little bit more interest than just flat soap. I did run it through before when it was still quite fluid, just to get that gold mica to really swirl through. So I'm just being careful not to disturb the gold too much, but just get that really nice swirly top of soap here. Alright, so now that's done, it is time to put our embeds on. These are some clear mountain pour, which I have coloured with some gold extravagance mica, and they shimmer and shine when they're out in the sunlight. Unfortunately, today's a really dull, overcast day, so I'm not getting that normal sunlight through my window. But when they are on the soap and they will be on display, you'll definitely be able to catch that shimmer of the gold. And all I'm going to do is put 1 star in the middle of every bar of soap as I go down here. Just thought I'd better turn my mold around because I was getting a little bit off the mark placing my embeds in here. I do find when trying to place my embeds onto soap, it's easier for me to do it so I am looking down in between what would be each bar of the soap. When I do try and go that way along the bar, I end up getting them very misplaced in the end, and because these are huge chunks of clear melt and pour, I do not want my soap cutter to actually go through them because I think it will actually wreck the soap as it goes through. So we are now all on track to get the wires between each of these stars. going to turn this one round so it actually faces the front of the bar once it is cut. So that is in there. Let's straighten these up a little bit. I seem to have gone on I've kind of started to the side and then come across. So I get all those straightened up, and then I'm going to bring you down for a closer look. So here is Wishes. I am absolutely loving the top. It is so simple and yet so elegant. Can't wait to get it cut open and see what the layers and hanger swirl actually looks like on the inside, and how that gold mica has come up on the inside as well, because it looks really, really good on the top of this one. So I'm going to leave it sit overnight. We'll be back in just a moment and we'll cut it open. It is now time to cut into Wishes, and as you can see, I ended up putting some holographic biodegradable glitter onto the top of it, just because I felt that it really needed to have that sparkle for its wishes. I am disappointed at the colour on the bottom of this. It turned out a little bit more apricot than it did pale pink, but hopefully we've got some beautiful swirls on the inside which will actually make up for that. So let's get this one all lined up on the cutter, and we will take a look and see what we have got. We are in between all of those stars. Oh, it's still quite soft. It's been sitting here for a couple of days, so it should actually be right. Let's take a look. Alright, so I've seen the end, and before I do that, I'm going to show you the drawing that I did, if it can make sense to anyone. I did, as you can see, make a couple of changes. I was originally going to put lots of little stars on the top, and I decided to go for one big star. But you can see I had the 3 different colours with all the colours kind of going into each other. Now if I grab this piece from off the end here, that is the inside of our Wishes. So you can see, let's try and get the shadows off it, I have got those colours mingled into each other through those layers, and I've got that bit of gold going through that really dark colour there with that mica. It is so pretty. I'm really, really happy. It's come up exactly as I had drawn it, so that is an added bonus, especially as this one stayed so fluid and we had to wait for it to set up so I could do those layers. Now that I've actually got it cut open, that bottom layer, it's still not the pink that I was after, but it's not too bad. It does actually flow through with all the other colours. I am absolutely loving that gold mica drop swirl through that dark pink, and glad I only put it in that one colour. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made my Wishes soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe to the channel? I bring out at least 2 videos every week for you. And until the next one comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye.